Good morning. Hey, look, even in the morning, I don't forget microphone. We don't make those rookie mistakes anymore. Not here at Zack Miller Live, episode 33. Guess that's an Alonzo morning edition of Zack Miller Live. Look, this is early to go live, not early in the morning. 8:36, started recording. Why? Busy day today. And I was trying to figure out when I was even going to have time to do this. So I figured, you know what? I have some time right now. Let's go. Haven't showered, haven't done anything yet. This is what you get. Look at the big reveal. But I have to get out to my homies and say, yo, what's up? And provide you guys what you're looking for. We'll go back to that. Not that I don't like it. I do like it. It's just what we're going to do. All right. Thank you for being here on a morning edition of Zack Miller Live. You know, trying to spice things up, spin things a little bit, and confuse you so that when you come back at 2:30, I'm like, whoa. Obviously something I told you guys not to do, but sometimes you have to get stuff done. What do I eat in the morning? A banana. 14 gallons of this. And the most important thing, this. So, one thing that I've learned over the years, and it's something that some people really disagree with, but I think is an absolute necessity if you want to be seen in this world, or you want to be trusted, or you want to become an authority, or you want to have some sort of status. The thing is this, is that you have to start talking about your wins. Now, what I mean by a win is something that can be latched onto that is a big accomplishment that uses words, brands, terms, etc. that others will know. So for me, I say things like published author, been on the TEDx stage, host of a TV show, and been invited to the White House, been featured in Entrepreneur Magazine, all these other things, right? A lot of this stuff is on my cover photo, I think. The reason you do that is because when someone first learns about you, hopefully they immediately want to stick around, engage, watch, consume, all those important things. But what we find is that they get there and they're like, who is this donkey? Who is this person? What can they do for me? And the answer becomes, well, nothing, because I don't trust this person. And so oftentimes if you can attach yourself to another brand, milestone, etc., that can help you get over one of those humps. Now, there's a lot of humps to have to get over. So it could be your client list. Maybe you work with a bunch of really great clients. Like, I don't know, I'm just looking through here, right? It could be these brands right here. Nike, Morgan James, Publishing, Chris Hill, Small Business Hats, and Barry Maltz. Like, if you can attach yourself to people. I also say things like, I interviewed Damon John. Like, these are all things that are important because you're trying to get over some hurdles that people might have about you. Yes, an introduction is great. Yes, getting someone to your house, to your business, to your page, whatever, is really important. But oftentimes you have to get over some sort of credibility hump to have them keep seeing you. And ways to do that is to associate yourself with people, brands, milestones that you have achieved. A milestone could be winning an award, winning the Super Bowl. What's up, Woody? What's up, Greg, Rebecca? Hope you guys are doing well. Maybe it could be, a finalist in Start Peninsula. It could be featured in the Virginian Pilot. All of these different things, they help you with credibility. Now, what I have found is that most people, number one, don't believe that you should promote those things. I think that's bad. And number two is that even if they believe that they should, they're afraid. Afraid of a lot of things. One is I think they think that they're going to be cocky by doing it, or that they are just afraid in general of doing it. And I think that is a terrible idea. Terrible because, like, this is, if you're not doing this, if you're not using these techniques to be seen, if you're not going to promote yourself, other people will. And they will literally take those people that you worked so hard for. Because these individuals that come to see your page, your brand, your business, your vision, whatever, they start to not trust you because they're like, well, who is this person? And so you have to be loud and proud about the things that you're doing. It does not mean to be cocky, right? It's not sitting out there going, look, I did this and you didn't. It is simply just a point to say, you might be here. I want to throw up some credibility checks. I've been here. I have done this. A case in point for me, right? I think I've told you guys I have some friends that are reading the book now. And as far as I'm concerned, it's basically written. It's, where I think there could be some holes. If there's a hole, is the flow right? And is the introduction strong enough, right? And in the introduction, one of my friends, Chris Hill, that's his book behind me, Making the Cut, he says, you're not selling. So the opposite of this, right, is, so I've just been saying sell your wins. The opposite of this, and also something that's really good to do, is to sell your losses, and that you've been in a place where many people who are probably reading your book have been too. And so to the point where, let me see if I can pull up some of the notes, to the point where I have to make sure that, like, I'm telling that story that hooks you, basically, right? So that you're like, oh my goodness, this guy's like me. So a couple of examples. When I worked in TV news, I hated it. And these are going to jump all over the place. These are just things that I was thinking of. So I hate it. So I ended up going to the bar quite frequently every night after work. Then I got in trouble for something that was stupid that I didn't do, really. And I had to check into my boss every day. That was stupid. I made $25K a year. That's terrible. I was talented. I was winning awards. I was healthy. But it just wasn't really respected by the people within the four walls. Outside the four walls, I was. And then I followed the path that I was told to for 25 years. That's, go to school, do this, it'll be great. Nope. And then, honestly, there was nothing to show for it. And then, ultimately, in TV news, I believe there's a glass ceiling. And that's not fun. So I had to sell that. And, by the way, sell the fact of some of the things that I've done in the business world, too, to say, hey, you might be lost now, but guess what? Like, I was, too. And the things in this book are the things that I did to not only get out of it, but also learn to position myself. And a lot of this is positioning. So in an upcoming episode at the 1004 show, we talk with Jeremey Ryan Slate. And he's a pretty cool dude. And he uses the term, or the quote, positioning is a lost art form, or something like that. And it's so true. And so what I'm really talking about is positioning yourself, right? So I, from a physical standpoint, say, oh, this is what I'm going to look like every day. Like, I have this new hoodie. It's great. It's awesome. But then I also have, of course, the black shirt on. I rock the crazy hair. But then from a credibility and a positioning standpoint, there's this completely different side of it from a physical way. And what are you doing to share that with the world? If you guys are doing something right now, I would love to hear about it in the comments. Like, is there a technique that you use to get in front of people, to keep them in front of people? I have found that, not only acting wild and crazy like I do, but also by kind of putting out those credibility checks as well. For another example, like, I believe actually on my wall, or on my cover photo, when someone comes to the page, at least this specific page, and I think LinkedIn too, there's two similar but different posts. Like, so my image is like, and it says TEDx speaker, published author, host of a TV show on ABC. Note how there I don't say local ABC, I just say on ABC. Why? I don't know. I just think ABC sounds stronger. It's not lying. 3-time youngest named to Inside Business Power List. Inside Business Entrepreneurial Champion. Virginia Entrepreneurial Board invited to the White House. Featured Entrepreneur Magazine. Future majority owner of an amusement park. God, that's a lot to say. But my point in that whole thing is there is a lot of opportunities for you to share your story with the world. What are you doing to share your story with the world? And I know that specifically with Woody, that's John M. Woodcock, who says EO. I've seen him do this. I've seen him do this with his business because he wants to get that credibility check, right? He wants people to be like, okay, not only are you here because I'm going to teach you how to do something, but also I am going to teach you that I'm credible and that you should hire me, right? I'm going to do this. I'm going to give him a shout. Here we go. So here's his website. Whoisusrx.com or userx.co. You can go to that website. And here's the site. I might have even done this before. I can't remember. But here's his credibility, right? 94 websites launched, 6 mobile apps launched. Then he ties himself to, if you guys can see this, he then ties himself to these brands. So Bright, My Company, Hatch, Up Center, Mr. Jim's, FinFit, Centera, Stratus Live, etc. Right? The reason he does this is because he's trying to show that he is not a rookie, that he knows what he's doing. And so when you kind of put all these things together and then batch it with a free consultation that he puts in a couple different places, 1, 2, 3, at least 3 call to actions. I mean, that's good. You know, they're all the same thing. I wonder what happens. Okay. Goes to a page. It's cool. Then here's another one. It has over 25 years of experience. These are all things that you need to do from a credibility check. So, Woody, congrats, man. You passed the first test. Yay! But my whole point with that is just, what are you doing to show that you are actually credible? Most people just put on a website like, yeah, we're going to help you. Or like, you could put a ton of reviews on there. So like, let's think. I think the Swim Nerd does this. Oh, maybe it's swimpractice.com. So, doing this in live, right? So we make pace clocks great again. That's funny. So then he's using a ton of what do we call it? Testimonials, right? There's testimonials there. They're not as directly on the page as I thought they were at one point, but here they are, prominent there. I remember him telling me that there was reviews everywhere. I guess he changed it. Whatever. Maybe I'll have to let him know. But the whole thing is, you know, seeing it in use, seeing what people are saying, you know, showing that you have credibility. He does that in all this stuff. So that's cool. But the point of my whole point is this, is that there are a ton of opportunities for you to get your message out, but you don't do it. You cannot be afraid. You have to literally, this is how you start to do it. First cup of coffee of the day. Starting to get cold. Take a look at all the things that you've done as a teammate, an employee, a business owner, at school. Then look at like the milestones associated with all those jobs and careers. Then look at the brands associated with all of those things at the same time. Right? The brands and milestones attached to your life. That's ultimately what I'm really saying, right? Is saying, okay, like I've said before, like from a timing perspective, you know, take an inventory of your life, figure out what you've done, et cetera, et cetera. You know, figure out where you love and hate things, where you're spending time, where you're losing time. In a similar fashion, when you're trying to figure out, how to position yourself, take an inventory of the brand and the brands that you've worked with. If you own your own business, take an inventory of that and kind of the people associated with that, right? So if you've done a project with Nike, maybe you want to say that, right? I've been featured in a lot of different publications. When I'm trying to show my clout and credibility and position myself, I use the big ones because that's what people see. That's what people know. That little newspaper, very important, very helpful. But when you're trying to position yourself as a larger-than-life character, use the big ones. Milestones. Maybe you were part of a Super Bowl team. Maybe you were a college athlete and won a conference title, a national championship. Leverage that. Whatever you can be doing to position yourself through milestones and brands that you've worked with or been a part of or won or achieved, you want to do. And then you take that and you basically tell a story around it. That's really it. There's your homework. Appreciate your time today. Zack Miller Live, episode 33. Probably the earliest edition of Zack Miller Live. You guys are getting into work. You guys are like, nothing better than watching Zack Miller live as I get into the office. And I understand. I can't blame you. So far this is the greatest probably 18 minutes of your life, 60 minutes and 54 seconds. Of course. I mean, I would rewatch this just for the pure enjoyment. I was going to say something else, but I forgot the words. Whatever. Sometimes I read these comments and I really do laugh out loud. As you can see, that was one of them. Woody says he actually got dressed for this, which makes me actually think that he stopped watching in the middle of it so that he could actually get dressed. But that's a completely different story. If you guys have topics, questions, or other things that you're looking for me to answer, talk through, share, let me know. Hit me up in the comments. Hit me up in the DMs. Like a month ago, I never said that before. Now I feel like that's all I do. And the DMs is an interesting place. If you guys didn't know, I deleted Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn off my phone. It's technically day 3 now. But as you can see, they're not there. I do have Instagram still on there. You can see that. I have probably posted 20 pictures on Instagram ever. I don't really scroll through it. I could delete it, but don't give me crap because I haven't deleted that. It's the only one I haven't. Let's see. How many posts have I actually done on Instagram? Okay, maybe a few more than that. Wow, I posted a lot more on Instagram than I thought. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I hope you guys have wonderful days. You get a lot of good stuff done. You make things happen. You make money, create new relationships, new friendships. Happy to always help. Appreciate you guys always tuning in. It's a bunch of fun. We do this every weekday. Tomorrow will be episode 34. Then obviously Friday will be episode 35. 5 Dice Friday. What am I going to talk about then? Who knows? But hopefully stuff like this can help you get a job, get more business, succeed in life, etc. That's why I do it, right? I say, you know what? I've had to go through the trials and tribulations to figure out a lot of this crap. And why not just help people with it and teach them how to do it myself? Hello, Renee. Because, I don't know, if you don't have to go through some of the crap that I've gone through to succeed, I think that's a pretty cool thing to do. And so when you think about positioning yourself, if you can take an inventory of the brands and milestones that you've worked with and achieved, I believe that you can have better success in life as long as you promote that. And you have to promote it. If you just know that those are things that you've done well with, but hide it, you'll be like this. Was that Cartman? And this, I should do the rest of the show like this. Can I tell you not? Let's see. How big of a jackass can this guy look like? Okay. So, if you want to be seen, those are the things that you should do. But then also, make sure that you tell a story around it. These really hurt my glasses to the eyes. Because if you want people to know that you're credible, you have to show them that you are. And you can't be afraid to do it. This is ridiculous. I feel like this show is getting ridiculous. Hey, George. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Well, we're just talking about positioning yourself, and when you have something that has clout, you need to share it with the world and let them know that you're awesome, or else they'll go to someone else who wasn't afraid to tell them that they're awesome. Alright, guys, this is starting to hurt. I'm going to go. I'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you position yourself a little bit better so that you can build your business, so that you can get that job that you want, that people will look at you and think you're more credible and not an idiot like me in a tied up hoodie. Alright. Bye.